All right, we are live, and it is the VOLO and Buttheads Tech-A-Palooza, and we are in the house and ready to get it on. We're starting the show a little bit early today because I got a show tonight, so I wanted to get the show in still and then go out and do some comedy. I'm doing a stand-up show. If you are in LA, it's happening at the Sunset Rooftop tonight, starting at 8 o'clock from 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. If you want to get some comedy, rap music, and food in your life on a hot Saturday in Los Angeles. Past that, I'm doing this show a little early so I can get it in and, get my point. Anyway, let me get myself organized here and save it. Just getting up my information. I'm going to play some video just to get things organized until it's time to go. Let's see here. Don't mind me, guys. I'm just getting a little organized. Matter of fact, let me get a video going. Of course, we have our shows that are on Monday and Wednesday also. Noodle Free Mondays and My Part of Town podcast on Wednesdays. And then we have the VOLO and Butthead Tech-A-Palooza on today because we want to experiment, talk about some technology, what's going on out in the world, enjoy what's happening. Let's see what we got. And let's see what we got here. Let's get a video up. And we always play some of VOLO's videos. This is kind of like his show, and I'm like his assistant. Let's pick a VOLO video. That bad boy going. I'll send out some links. Let me just pick one of his longer videos. The VOLO.
One, two. Yo. Yeah. I promise to do a video every at least 3 videos a day, but I've been busy today, so I just want to throw this one together real quick. Drop some knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to help people understand to achieve freedom, justice, and equality. Because that's what we're trying to do over here on the VOLO television, the My Part of Town podcast. We're still trying to figure out what we're going to call this new network that we're generating, this black network of entrepreneurs like ourselves that need this media to reflect us being hip hoppers. Because hip hop is an American culture created by us, the children of the 1960s civil rights movement. When I say children, I'm talking about as young as Claudette Colvin or Ruby Bridges. If you're familiar with their stories and you know what happened to them back in the 60s, I myself believe that hip hop began in 1971. That's the year I was born. So that's how I reflect this culture that was given to me by my friends, family, etc. And we created it together. So that's what we about. Now we say the civil rights movement because we are talking about Malcolm X. We're talking about Martin Luther King and Stokely Carmichael, aka Kwame Ture. Now, as we go more into it, I mentioned all these names before, but that's not the topic that I wanted to go over real quick with y'all today. And I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I used to do this little podcast or a little quick rap or re-rap or whatever you want to call it of what we've been doing and what we've been talking about and helping people to understand this is what we need to do in order to achieve freedom, justice, and equality. I have to repeat that. What the buzzwords you hear a lot of is critical race theory. Now, what is critical race theory? You got to get the book. I'm not going to look it up right now. I'll share that again. But there's 2 people in particular that wrote a book called Critical Race Theories as an introduction. And you really have to read that book to understand their perspective of what they see critical race theory is. Now, I can read that book. I was tempted to prove the point of it being whatever it is, whether it's psychological, philosophical. I'm sure it's not epistemological. because it's, it's probably more psychological because that's what they're doing to us. They're running psychological games and testing us like we're lab rats in order to control us. Now, those that understand that are quote unquote woke. So when they mention woke all the time, it's like they're talking about black people, and it's like, yes, to a degree, yeah, they're talking about black people. But really, they're talking about hip hoppers. You know what I'm saying? Because we're on a new level of understanding life and how it works. You see, we go all the way back to the pre-existence of the mathematical, the biochemical equations. We're talking about the manifestation of God, our planet Earth, air, fire, water. You know what I mean? We talking about the elements like we the Avatar. Sorry for the clicks. We'll figure that out. And I ain't gonna do it over again. I just wanted to, drop that for you real quick. And I wanted to point out, like, I wanted to do numbers as we, Mr. C, I'm gonna be on the podcast tomorrow, and I'm gonna promote it as much as I can tomorrow. My part of town, Mr. C, Twitch gang is what we, his site, Mr. C, MISTA, Mr. C, SEE, Twitch gang, like we a gang. And the name of the show is My Part of Town, and we record it tomorrow. And he's going to Blitzcrank. He's going to start putting it on YouTube and all the other channels as much as he can to promote it. But check the hashtag on Twitter, because we've been talking about it on Twitter to let you know what times we're going to be on. Right now, we're just doing Mondays and Wednesdays. If y'all wanted to join us live, if y'all wanted to link up with us, you can do that there and search for us and just send a message and inbox us and, send a question or something if you want us to talk about it. I know I'm going a little bit off topic because I just wanted to share how y'all can get in touch with us and what we're trying to do. Now, what we did mention at one time, and I'm not going to really rhyme on this one, was we started looking at, all right, now we're trying to build this. How we going to make this money? How money works. Now, Mr. C has the perspective of money being a Ponzi game. Now, you got to listen to him explain that. And I'm laughing because he's trying to explain how economics is a Ponzi game to a bunch of pansies, right? You know what I mean? They're really not socioeconomically woke yet. Like, you know what I mean? They don't know the difference between macro and microeconomics, let alone some Ponzi scam, right? So I'm trying to explain on the philosophical lecture. So I just started off with, all right, here's the philosophical side. Here's the philosophical socioeconomics or economics or whatever you want to call it. I'm starting to develop it as epistemological economics, alliteratively. But what I mean by that is that money is time. Let's look at it logically equivalently, and then now we can analyze, all right, where we're going from there, right? But one thing at a time. So I'm just looking at subscription numbers. Like my sub numbers is real low on this channel here. I'm only at 20 deep. All right, whoop-de-doo. I'm gonna build it. I'll find 1 or 2 more in the next week or so. And then I'll be at 40, 50 or whatever by the time, I keep practicing and keep putting it out there and keep sharing it with friends and family, and, it'll grow. But what I wanted to show you was that when I look at sites like Anthony B. Logan, who's at 970K, that's 970,000 subs. He almost got 1 million subs. And he's basically a black Republican. Now, when I say that, he does says he's a conservative, straight up, period. Right? But he does also recognize that the Republican Party is full of what he calls and what a lot of black conservatives call rhinos, meaning that they're Republican in name only. They're not really Republicans. They have that conservative life. You know what I mean? They're more into either rightist or leftist ideologies. They're not into America as a nation. All right? Same on the other side, but we'll get on to them later because I'm really pissed off at them right now because they controlled all 3 of the houses. And every time a black person says, well, listen, we need help. We need to close this social wealth gap. We need some kind of reparations. Our families are falling apart. We're getting divorced. Our women are getting nothing but abortions. And they're telling us, well, God gave you a choice, right? Or the one that kills me is like, oh, wait a minute. Look at my track record. Look at how I help black people, right? That's Biden the thing, right? And it's like, all right, now I turn to the left and right, and my brother over here gets fired. My brother over here dies. My brother over here, like, and it's all because of the health care or whatever he should have got Obamacare. Like, they're running all these games, and then more and more information coming out about this, the vaccine or the COVID or, et cetera, et cetera. And they sitting there arguing about that. And meanwhile, we're still suffering and we're deprived and we're still, our families are breaking up and Black people as we knew it from the 60s is being wiped off the face of the earth. We're now becoming African Americans like Barack Obama, who didn't know his daddy at all. So that's why I call him Barry Durham. Yes, I'm being fun, making fun of him. Not necessarily for being biracial, but being, hey, he had to choose between his mother and his father. He's going to choose his mother every time. Now, how does that help Black people? Yeah, I'm getting too deep for you. But like I was saying, Anthony B. Logan's at 970,000 subs, and he's a Black Republican. Yet, right? Yet, he's doing great. Then I look at Jason Whitlock, who's actually should be more popular than him, because he was on the sports stations and all that, and he does man talk too. And nor does he doesn't say that he's a Republican. He says he's independent. But he's only sitting at 224,000 subs. And what's hurting him is the fact that he says that he's Christian and it's about putting Christianity first. See, Anthony B. Logan doesn't say Christianity first. Anthony B. Logan says, I got my rifle, I got my Bible, and I got my American flag. That's the Black conservative way he's saying, right? Whereas Jason Whitlock is saying, I'm Christianity first. I'm about God, that my God being first. And I think that hurts him more than helping him. And that's just ironic to me, right? And then I have others. I have Professional Black Truthers only at 117,000. But I'm going to talk more and more than and what they be talking about and how aggressive they are, or who they put first, whether it's God first or Professor Black Truth would say he's Black first. And we do have our own people looking at Professor Black Truth saying he's a Black supremacist. Like, what? And then looking at Anthony B. Logan saying he's a sellout. Like, what? We really have some issues going on. So that's why I laugh at when my brothers go, critical race theory. And then I say, well, you do have to analyze it as Black critical race theory and white critical race theory. And it's like, no, you trying to separate it. You're part of the problem. Like, no, I'm just part of the solution. It's just that you don't want to look at, Booker T. Washington, Carter G. Woodson, all the great orators back of the early 1900s, late 1800s, 1850, beyond 1850 and stuff, Frederick Douglass, the ones that actually was writing, quote unquote, critical race theory, what Black critical race theory was back then, and why we're still being affected by death, divorce, abortions, destruction of our neighborhoods. And we keep looking at these Democrats as to help us, when the last thing that the great Martin Luther King said was, it's going to take billions to rebuild these communities, to rebuild our families. And they keep turning their back on us. So, but I'm going to end it on that note, just giving y'all something to think about. This is real hip hop right here, not that watered down stuff, right? Check out the Hip Hop Alliance. That's one of our new unions that we're gonna be working on for artists. Check out the people that were saying check out their websites. Don't just get caught up in listening to 3, 6, and 10 CBS, because you'll start seeing the CBS, even Fox. Don't get caught up in Fox. Y'all tell me I'm caught up in Fox. Like, nah. I'm not registered Republican or Democrat. I am also, quote unquote, independent. That's what I'm registered as. So The preliminaries when it comes to Trump versus DeSantis, I can't vote. And I'm not registering to vote for Republican. It's whoever wins, wins. You know what I mean? But then come November, when it's time to vote between a Democrat and whoever else I want to vote for, I'm not voting for them Democrats. Not until they recognize that, even though they're getting all our support, that's what Malcolm X said famously, right? Keep voting for them. They control 3/3 of the government. They keep telling you they're going to help you. And not only are you a chump for voting for them every time, not only are you a chump, but you're a traitor to your race. Look it up. Stop crying. Let's build one God. That is. Welcome back to Real Hip Hop. I'd like to call this show 10 Minutes of Hip Hop here on VOLO Television. We're dropping that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for you. This is Volothan Modulus Tautology, and I'm just here to just spit some thoughts at you about the culture that I grew up with. We spell culture with a K, of course, not because we killers, because knowledge is what we seek. We want to understand. We want to grow our wisdom. You know what I mean? Let the beat flow a little bit for you. We're doing our thing. Like I said, I'm giving you 10 minutes of hip hop. This is officially volume number 2, I guess. 10. If we was to analyze this in binary code. Tonight I'll be on my part of town podcast. Actually, we call it Noodle Free Mondays at Mr. C Twitch Gang. But I know since the Eagles is going to the Super Bowl, I know we're going to talk about Philadelphia a lot. I know I can see it already. That's all Mr. BES going to want to talk about. But we try to do some philosophical, psychological, sociological analysis of what's a noodle. Now, I don't know how deep we want to go into that. We'll see. But I know we're going to get distracted quick because, our Eagles are going to the Super Bowl. Yeah, like the beat ride. Now, where am I going with this one right here? The first episode I talked about the greatest verse of all time. And I didn't get much response. Nobody really wanted to share their comments. And that's the biggest concern with what's going on with hip-hop and hip-hoppers in general. It's like, yeah, we'll talk about this kid, 20-something-year-old got stumped and murdered by these black cops. But we won't talk about KRS One's, what album is that? Black Cop and Sound of the Police, Return of the Boom Bap album, right? We won't talk about the lyrics of that album and how that album's actually the template for what they tell us that Black Lives Matter is. And hence, what we have going on is the government telling us what Black Lives Matter. They defining us, what Antifa is. They defining what LGBTQ, they defining all these movements. And it's like, that's not really hip hop, right? That's not hip hop right there. This is hip hop right here. You see, way back in the days when hip hop began, with Coke and Rock, who hurt and then banned, B-boys went to the latest jams, but when they got shut up, they went home and said, damn, right? We share them lyrics to help elevate the minds of the people. You know what I mean? Melly Mel started it off with what? Broken glass everywhere. People kissing on the corner like they just don't care. Can't take the smell, I can't take the noise. Got no money to provide, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back. Junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. Tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with a crowbar repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes that make me wonder if I keep going under, right? That was hip hop. Today they talking about some, shaking booties and titties and then they want to be witty and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? That garbage. Like we was analyzing brand new thoughts, right? Like I gave my top 5. I said, I just threw the numbers out there. I said, Big Daddy Kane number 1, right? Rakim Allah number 2, right? Cool G Rap number 3. So I had to add the gangster, right? Slick Rick number 4, the Ruler number 4, right? And then I put KRS-One number 5. Now, nobody wanted to have a discussion about why I put it in that order. And nobody wanted to have a discussion about the lyrics that they spit. You know what I mean? They didn't want to have, it's like, how we gonna have 212? Yeah, I had technical difficulties right there. But y'all don't want to have discussions about the actual lyrics or about the greatest lyrics. You know what I mean? Like I use Bomb Atomically, Socrates Philosophies. You know what I mean? Inspector Deck came at our next with that, right? And it's like, and then I'm dealing with on the aspect of how should I really move, what direction should I get? Because right now I have an 11-year-old son, like I keep letting y'all know. I call him a preteen adolescent. He's not 12, he's not 13 yet. And it's like we play Pokemon. You know what I mean? Right now, Pokemon, I think they sold 4.5 million copies between, when it first came out. So you're talking about one of the top selling games in the worldwide. Like, but you're dealing with parents that's not adding parental guidance to their children. Like they just put them in front of a PG-13 movie and it's like they not there to share the understanding, the knowledge, the wisdom of the murder and the sexual deviancy and all that stuff that's going on in these movies. So that they're doing the same thing with these video games, right? But then you got the government coming and say, "Oh, it's the video games, it's the movies, it's hip hop, it's the music, right?" And it's like, nah, me and my son, we play Pokemon. We don't play that Call of Duty. You don't need to, that. Like we play Splatoon, so we do the gunplay a little bit, but we ain't on that. You know what I mean? And Pokemon is a throwback. I shared the art of an old game from Electronic Arts, right? The name of the game I used to play back in 85, 86 was Mail Order Monster, right? Now this is way before Pokemon's time, right? Now I do want to do like a videos on like reviewing old games and videos on reviewing Pokemon. Like that's what a lot of these kids do, and they get a lot of views for sharing just their opinion on their movie review or their video game review. But we as hip hoppers, we don't even do it with our own music, our own lyrics. We let them determine what music is. You know what I mean? Like what, and then all they're gonna do is blame it, right? Like when Kendrick said, like when Kendrick spit it, how much a dollar really costs? The questions is detrimental, paralyzing my thought. Like he was dropping that knowledge on us, but these young boys don't spit those lyrics, right? And they get mad at me when I step to them like, yeah, you want to battle? Let's see if you know the lyrics of your own people, right? God forbid I, do some Kendrick or Lupe or Mick Jenkins, you know what I mean? Like, I start spitting the new kid stuff and they looking at me like I'm crazy, right? But that's all I really wanted. I just wanted to jump on real quick, you know what I mean? Just look like I only got a minute left. And, you know what I mean? That, we'll come back to talking about Pokemon. Like me and my son have been recording our battles, and I'll share some of that. And we're trying to make some little shows of us, like a cartoon spinoff of us battling on Pokemon. And I got for the older cats, if you're familiar with Mail Order Monster, you know what I mean? We can talk about those things, the older games. That was on my Commodore 164, because me and my son, I'm already teaching them how to translate binary code into a numeric system. I'm already teaching them how to, basically program in BASIC, which was the beginner's all-purpose symbolic instruction code. You know what I mean? That's what hip-hop is. It's an intelligent movement, right? And that's what we're doing it for. We're doing it for hip-hop, right? It's an intelligent movement, right? Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. We try to achieve freedom, justice, and equality. We ain't here to shoot each other up. We here to share. You know what I mean? We about that peace, that unity, that compassion. It's all truth, love, and courage. Right? And credit of cops. We love hip hop. That's like that. One God. That is.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Hip Hop Culture. This is your semi-host, VOLO Tautology. And today I'm going to be on the My Part of Town podcast tonight at 11:30. Still talking about, the culture and what we need to do to bring it back and take it to new levels. I just wanted to say a quick good morning to everyone. I'm still going to be talking about this word war X that's going on. In one corner, we got Ibram X. Kendi, young professor, 40 years old. He's the self-titled anti-racist activist, and it has his book, How to Be an Anti-Racist. He represents the left side of the pentagram, whereas John Mahorter, another established professor of the arts. Let me look up his bio real quick. I should have been a little more prepared, but I'm gonna be real quick. Just, John McWhorter, 57 years old, and his book is called Woke Racism and How It's Destroyed Black America. So I'm gonna elaborate a little bit more on that and talk about how they pitting our brothers against each other, how anti is representing the Democratic side and how woke is representing the Republican side, and how they're using these two men or these two ideologies or trying to redefine what we are, Black people, as being anti-woke. I'll talk to y'all more about it later on, but y'all have a good day. I'll definitely be on tonight, and I'll elaborate more throughout the day. One, God damn.
There we go. I gotta unmute the mics. I guess that's how shows work. So welcome to VOLO and Butthead's Tech-A-Palooza. I'm Mr. C, the Enforcer, aka Butthead. And of course, with me, I do have my co-host. His name is VOLO and Tautology, aka VMT, the Mastodon. What's up with you, sir?
Oh, it's good. You was able to unmute me then, huh?
Yeah. No, I click it sometimes because sometimes you can hear your fan in the background while I'm playing the videos.
I muted myself because I was sitting here listening to Danica. So that's why I was muted. And then I the other one, I don't think you can unmute me in the other program or whatever.
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes if you mute yourself, it says I can't. But sometimes if I happen to mute you first,
okay,
I think it lets me unmute you like that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So speaking of technology, that's actually a great point to jump off of. So you said you're watching some Danica Marie.
Yeah.
What was she talking about?
These women, these real
women, these real women.
Like, where did they be finding the videos of some of these people, man? It's amazing to me, you know.
And people just send them emails of clips and whatnot. So once you get so big, people want you to review stuff. So people send you stuff all the time, to review. So you actually, once you have a decent following, you actually have a nice size of stuff to always pick from.
Yeah.
To talk about, especially if it's related to the kind of stuff you want to talk about.
Yeah, they couldn't wait to send this lady, huh?
Yeah. Which one was this? The Dubai chick, the Carly chick? Which one was this? Ebony K?
This was a day ago. So this is about the I'm buying my own sperm chick.
Ah, yes. Miss Ebony K. Williams. Excellent. That's right, Miss Emily I Got Sperm Williams. Yep. A fine, beautiful, successful woman can't get a man, can't keep a man. I don't think it's the men. That's all I know, because we all like beautiful women.
Yeah, you don't mind giving up the sperm.
Right. If you could learn to keep a man and be good to one, you have all the free sperm you want. You wouldn't have to look for it and pay $3,000 per vial.
They charging $3,000 a vial?
Yeah, like between $2,000 and $5,000.
Wow.
Yep. But guess how much they paid the guys for the donation?
$20.
$75. $75. It's like, I wish I would give my SNC for $75. I want some profits. Can I get like 30% of the sale, bro? What's that? Like, hook your boy up. But that's capitalism. Capitalistic swine.
And then you can't trace it at all.
Well, you can trace it. They still get the guy's name and like his background. They do like a medical check and find his medical history and what his accomplishments are. But and some of them you can have a picture on it if you want. Some don't.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you don't know, black sperm is rare because black men rarely donate, and I guess a lot of the men that want to donate are probably not worthy of donation. So they probably get rejected. So a lot of black men don't. There's actually a black sperm bank that's run from Atlanta that gets from Houston, Atlanta, New York, and like the East Coast to try to have like a place where black women can get sperm. But there's actually a shortage. They said it takes like 2 to 3 months to get white sperm, but it takes like 6 months to a year to get black sperm.
Okay.
Yep. All the kids say kicking out. Motherfuckers getting out for free left and right. You just walk by a jail. You get all the sperm you want.
By a jail?
Yeah. That's where they keep it. That's where they keep all the good sperm at, ain't it? That's I ain't judging nobody. I'm just saying what it is, man. Let me get a new logo up here. Let me try this one for the logo. Oh, that's the old.
Yeah, so I'm just sitting here tripping off of her, and I'm going through the bargain bin on the video games. They actually got an escape from jail game or fighting in jail game.
Yeah,
these are all like indie games, like people make them at home or whatever.
Yeah.
So they done made a game about fighting in a jail simulator game.
A jail simulation game. So kind of
Yeah.
like that TV show 60 Days In.
Let me see what the name of it is. Gotta come
Because there's
back
a
up.
TV show called 60 Days In where I guess like regular people go to jail for 60 days
Okay.
and give it a shot. And you said this is a video game where you kind of like fighting your way through jail.
No, it's on the Nintendo eShop.
The
And
Nintendo eShot.
eShop.
Let me see. Nintendo eShot.
Well, I don't know if you can see it on the Wikipedia. I'm about to give you the name of it. It's loading kind of slow. I don't know, maybe because of. Oh, it's called Prison Life Simulator 2022 World Fight Battle.
Actually, that sounds pretty live. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's only $2.
It's a good game.
Well, I'm thinking about getting it just to make memes on it.
True. I mean, and it's a good lesson. I mean, that's gonna. Here we go. Let's take a look at it.
Oh, you found a video for it?
Something that looks like it. Let's see here. I think this is just the sales thing. Prison Life Simulator 2022. I guess this is just photos. Let me see here. So it's kind of like a GTA kind of scenario, huh? Grand Theft Auto, lifting weights, fights, getting in prison, complaining to the administrators. I mean, well, I guess nowadays with the YouTubes being so popular that everybody's into it, I wouldn't be surprised. And this is a Nintendo Switch game.
It's an indie game, so it's probably on all the platforms.
Yeah, I wonder, is it age rated? Do they age rate games where younger people can buy them? Interesting, very interesting. I wonder if they got a video of it. Let's see if we can find a video of it. Let's see if we can find a video of it. 1 second. Let's see. Prison Life Simulator 2022. Let's see if we can find a video of this bad boy. You got anything you want to talk about while I'm looking at this
rated
up?
teen.
Huh?
It's rated teen.
Okay, excellent.
No video though.
Is there anything you want to talk about while I'm looking this up?
It's a whole lot going on. Picking up where we left off at. I mean, you seen I was playing with the couple things. The boy came. He went and got that Pikmin.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to explain Pikmin to him. That's another Miyamoto-san game. That has his name that he not created, but I knew that he got the inspiration from Lemmings.
Yeah.
So that's why I made a meme of Lemmings versus Pikmin. And like it's a battle royale game that I'm thinking of designing, yada yada, and putting the art of war back, ideology behind it. That's for fun. If that makes any sense, Nice. A couple people hit the like button on it, so I guess the one guy shared a carrot to it. Shout out to him, because I guess he knew what I was trying to do from the door, just to make fun. Lemmings is the game where the little creatures walk to their
they
death.
follow each other. They try to keep them from, I guess, walking off the ledge and leading them to safety or something.
Yeah. So that's been always a game that's been associated with quote unquote woke or sheep minded people,
Yeah.
just walk to your death. So but I'm then dealing with as soon as you say liberal or conservative, it's that's politics, and there's this whatever politics is different from religion, science, yada yada. Like they are all different philosophies, psychologies, or epistemologies, or whatever.
Well, that's what makes them very complex. They're all very combined. They sometimes intertwine. Some people can separate their religion from their politics. Some people can't. That's what makes everything so complex and why we argue and fuss so much in this world. But let's check out this video. I just want to get the credits set up. We're going to use all gaming areas video. Some gameplay of it, so make sure you check out their website for other gameplay.
You found it?
Review. Go ahead. What you saying?
You found something?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, I'm trying to be good with my fair use strategy and stuff like that. Get my swag up.
Well, you're helping them,
YouTube is fair
support them.
economy, so I want to be very respectful by showing my credits and fair use. And they also like it, like we have a good change. I'm gonna leave it like this. The background looks weird. Let me see. This one's kind of full. You can't really see the screen. This one you can see the screen better. But I want to have that up just for fair use purposes. So let's run this bad boy. Check it out. See what we got. Let me stop the music too, so we can get that quiet for now, so it's not conflicting with their music. All right, let's play this. Just check some of this game out. The little present. It's like bad, cheap, but basic graphics too.
Yeah.
So. No, does this work? Oh, so they're gonna take a shower or stuff like that.
I don't know. I ain't see video of it. I just seen they don't want to share everything because it affects the sales. It's $2. It's on sale for $2 on the Nintendo eShop.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It looks pretty cool and whatnot. It got
But
the little prisoner guy walking around and whatnot, doing his thing.
Yeah, it's an indie game. It might be a 2 or 3 people that made it.
It's real quiet and basic, but even
small
still
studio.
conceptually.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So they already got trouble. He had a conflict issue.
Is there somebody hitting him? Or they fight? Okay.
Oh boy, hating on him. Do you have it? It depends. I guess you got to make choices to fight sometimes or not. I mean, I guess it's just like real jail. Sometimes you got to choose to fight and all that kind of stuff. It's like, I guess like GTA. How much minutes? I got a few more minutes to play. Online from the simulator. It's just cruising around prison. Oh, so he's just gonna bump into a dude? Oh. Don't take him there. They got them sitting at the little table and whatnot. And they just direct you all around, go back to your cell, and I guess you got letters and stuff. Pretty cool. It's funny, the music sounds like Army military music.
Yeah.
So I guess they kind of just direct you around in different situations, and I guess maybe random issues come up. Go to Jose. Okay, so I guess it's good. I guess it's just like a prison life thing. This looks pretty interesting. I can picture people getting hooked on this. Now, so question, I'm gonna pause it like this. Do you think this game will make kids think, oh, prison's cool, I can do prison, I just got to figure out the stuff I did in GTA? Or do you think they're like, man, prison crazy, people just walking up to you, taking off on you for no reason, et cetera, et cetera? What do you think about that?
I think the normal person is like myself. I can't afford a $70 game. I might as well get this little $2 game to entertain me for a couple of days. I make a couple memes out of it, make fun of it.
Okay. So I'll ask you a deeper question because this is technology and it shows about technology, how it affects our lives, how it can be positive or negative. You are raising a son who most likely 1 in 4 go to jail by the age of 25 of his race. This is actually very important to you. So do you think a game like this could maybe inform him of what he should be worried about? Or do you think maybe it could get him hyped to think, oh, it's no big deal, jail's nothing to worry about?
I think he'll analyze the frame rates, the models, see how low quality it is, and
Oh, so there's another question to ask here. Has, similar to other sports and even hip hop music, has the concept of morality and story and point making been lost? Similar to how G.I. Joe used to have like the moral of the day and knowing's half the battle. And at the end of Transformers, they're like, hey guys, being friends with people is cool. You remember those old cartoons? They did it almost in every cartoon. And even hip hop even the gangster hip hop rappers still kind of had a message like, yeah, we did this gangster stuff, but it really wasn't cool because it worked out bad for me. Nothing but jail and death, right? Do you think that modern video games have lost that aspect similar to how modern media has? Because even old video games still had a sense of like morality point, similar to the Mario Brothers movie. Of like, okay, yeah, it's a game, yeah, there's fighting and stuff, but there's a bigger meaning of loyalty, teamwork, dedication, honor, good versus evil, cheating versus not cheating, etc. What do you think about that?
You talking about Boom?
Huh?
You talking about Boom, right?
Well, how do you think games will affect him? This games like this prison game will affect him. Do you think they've lost what they had back in the day as far as giving morality as part of the game? Are you fucking listening?
No, he doesn't. I don't even think he got access to this game. Like I didn't turn him up. He might be on Team now, but I didn't turn him up. Certain things he can't see on there, or he can see it, but he can't. As soon as he click on it, the arm with the guy blocking the kids from seeing it, he can't watch it. So he can't play Doom. Is Doom Team? I don't even know if Doom is Team.
So
America,
the original
Doom.
I want to tell you something.
What's that?
Please don't be as stupid as VOLO is as a parent. He actually thinks his kid can't see shit. That he's a fucking 14.
No, I'm saying he can see, but he's more.
You actually think he doesn't see inappropriate things at his age?
He's more interested in.
I'm just telling you.
So
it's not about his interest. Does he have friends?
So Pikmin, not really. Friends? Not really. Yeah, he do, and they crazy. A lot of them
I don't think that just made things better, Volo. I don't know if you noticed. You actually made things worse.
Like I'm saying,
are any of his friends non-African American?
That's all it.
Are any of his friends non-African American?
Yeah, he do.
So who is usually the first people to bring you the wildest stuff when you were black, Volo, as a kid?
Black kids, other black kids. I was in a black neighborhood.
Who brought you NWA first?
Well, NWA was in high school by then.
Who brought you NWA first?
I was in high school. Spence.
Spence from the hood. Okay. Because when I was young, things like NWA, the new gangster music, when stuff like sexy stuff and all that was turkey, you know who was the first people to like be the hypest about it that said it was okay? Usually not us. We were like, oh man, I don't know about this gangster music. Oh man, I don't know about this sexy music. Remember?
No, actually,
people used to be against the NWA.
No, I used to love Ice-T.
Yeah, but I don't think you remember. People used to be against that.
Oh yeah, that was the no rap work days and all that good stuff.
People used to be against it. Like the regular hip hoppers thought it made us look bad to have gangster rap and pimping and all that in the music, and then it kind of blew up with Ice-T and
not really, because I used to bang some what's his name from Philly? Schoolie D,
yeah. But once again, I don't know. It's like you haven't been listening to me at all for the last. I gave this whole talk about how.
Yeah, I hear you, but
no. Stop talking and listen, because you haven't listened to me for 10 minutes. So if you keep talking, it only gets worse, right?
I already started off with
So
the
let's
psychology.
reset. No, we got to reset because I gave this whole long 7-minute speech.
I know,
gave
but
this whole long 7-minute speech about the difference between old school entertainment and hip hop having a message, even if it was gangster, and new school stuff doing. And I was telling you, how do you think that's going to affect your son? And you've been talking about nothing but bullshit since.
Because he's been studying different. He studies Lupe. Like he don't study. You know, he listen to some rock music. You know.
So you're telling me that nobody he knows listens to questionable music or watches questionable things?
Well, he knew Gangsta Paradise when he was 6 years old.
How old is he?
He's 12 now.
America, I want to tell you, don't you think like VOLO if you're raising a child. that motherfucker's out selling cocaine right now. Right out of VOLO's house, right under his fucking nose. And he's got a bitch downstairs and he's stroking her hard, no comment. And VOLO's like, oh, he doesn't know anything about that. VOLO is crazy.
It's actually worse than that. He's with his mama.
Anything he's saying. I mean, you got to be out of your fucking mind. You were a fucking kid. Are you delusional? Oh, this is what black parents do. This is a black thing. See, if anybody's watching this not black, I'm gonna teach you about black people. Black people act like they was never kids before. Now all of a sudden their kids are these fucking magical robots that don't ever do nothing because they tricked them into this control. He's 100% delusional. Don't believe anything he said about his son. I almost think he has no idea who his fucking child is at this point. So I want you to have a long talk with your son because there's a lot of stuff you don't know. Because if he's 12 in 2023 and you think he's a sucker, you're 100% wrong, Volo.
No, actually,
I'm just telling you, Volo. You're talking like the man. I'm just telling you. You're acting like they ain't had phones in their hands since day one. You're acting like they don't know how to hack them. You're acting like they don't got friends. You're really acting blind, brother.
Actually, we watched Baby Kids together yesterday. And,
okay. Well, you know everything he knows doesn't just come from you, right?
Well, he explained to me how that art, the creator of that created the Loud House. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because Volo, it backs my point. He's absorbing so much information that you don't have access to. When you tell me, hey, he doesn't have access to this, he can't see that, you sound fucking ridiculous to me.
No, but he said,
I'm just telling you.
I'm saying, but he explained how he's seen the graphic artist behind it, and then we discovered that that guy that created that show also created the Proud Family, and we also understood that came from a lot of stuff that Bill Cosby did, and how Bill Cosby was an influence on that,
So now that we're way off track,
and then
because the original question was, how would games like this prison game affect your child and other children in America?
He's not interested
in that.
Have access.
Jesus
fucking. He's not interested in that. He's interested in Pikmin.
Okay, so if anybody is listening that wants to date VOLO in the future, I want you to make them use condoms. A lot of them. Use two. Like use something that like regurgitate, like pull shit in.
But when I'm out here in the streets and I'm talking to these ladies with children without men,
I don't know how you can, because you can't even conceive them seeing this game. You can't get past your son. I've asked you about all of children in America.
Yeah, but I'm dealing with
past the fact that your son can't have access to the game at 12 in 2023. The delusion is real.
I'm dealing with
at 12
television shows. Like your women really is not gamers like that. So in dealing with television shows, and they're the mother of children the same age as my son. And I'll mention Baby Kids, and they're automatically.
I'm just telling you, you sounds like a stupid old person.
No,
you sound like a stupid old person. You just want to
stay away from the.
Like, he's 12 in 2023.
You just want to stay away from the topic matter,
bro.
Of these baby mamas. That you just want to stay away from that. I get that.
You're 100% delusional about the exposure that your son has to monitor.
No, I'm not.
You are, because you keep telling me how he doesn't even have access to this $2 game. It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous.
I'm telling you,
Pornhub is free.
I hear you on that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's more detrimental and
You sound ridiculous.
baby kids or
You
or
sound
or
I don't
or
know because we're
father
not making a comparison
or
between baby
which
kids. What was
which
the
more
whole point of
detrimental?
this? The point was older stuff that was gangster had a
I
moral
hear
and
you.
new
I
stuff
hear you.
doesn't.
But
And how do you think that
all right,
affects children? You
yes,
still
but
won't answer that question. You can talk
baby,
about what your son has
are
access to
are
and all
you
this
are
delusion
are
about
you
what he
ready?
can't see. Can you just answer the question about
Are
how
you are
the
you
difference in the
are you
game
ready to
affects
are you
children?
okay? Here's the answer. His father was the leader of his Cub Scouts. I was the leader.
Which means
I was his
nothing.
patron.
How do the
See what I'm
games
talking about?
affect today's children?
The
Stop talking
father,
about your son. You obviously
baby,
know nothing
listen,
about him. You
listen to
think
your
he's a
ignorance.
fucking baby that doesn't know shit
Listen to
at
your ignorance,
12 in
baby,
America in 2023. I
baby,
can't even deal with this.
baby's father, her children was not in the house.
So
He was not leading them. He
what?
was
How does
not
this
the
affect? Well, how does
he
this?
wasn't the
How does
leader
this
of the
compare
Cub Scouts.
old stuff to
He
new
didn't work
stuff?
for the
And how
school
it affects
that he
children,
goes
Bolo?
to. He didn't do none of that.
You're
He
talking
doesn't
about
do that.
nonsense, dude. What's
He
wrong
gets
with you? Are
high
you listening? Stop talking and
all
listening
fuck
to me,
other bitches.
dude. Stop
You see what I'm saying?
talking. Stop talking.
So
Stop
you're
talking.
talking
Stop
about something
talking.
completely
Stop
different.
talking. Stop
You know what I mean?
talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking just to talk over me. I'm not your wife. I'm not your girlfriend. Please stop talking over me. That does not get your point through. Please stop.
Because you're talking about
No,
a game.
stop talking over me. Shut up
You're
and
talking
listen
about
to
a
the
TV
question
the
and
game.
answer it, and let's move on. Please.
I did answer the question.
No, you haven't answered it yet. You keep talking about how your son doesn't have access to the game. What the fuck does that have to do with the difference between old games, old entertainment, and new entertainment lacking values and the effect you think it has on modern kids today? This is a technology show. We're discussing technology that's effect on people. Answer that question, which I asked 20 minutes ago.
Every game that my son has,
I don't want to hear anything. Don't say your son no more. No. I want to hear your effect as a parent.
My son
Are there no other kids?
is on
Are
his
there no
system.
parents? You're like the most selfish black person in the world. There's no other kids.
Share with them.
There's no other
We play it
parents.
together.
You want to be the mayor of
When you're
Philadelphia?
dealing with these
You can't
baby
think
kids,
outside of
the
yourself.
father is not in the fucking home.
You sound ridiculous. Yo, all right, you want to be the mayor of Philadelphia, and all you keep talking about is your kid. You know how stupid you sound. Your kid's life is not every other kid's life in America.
I hear you.
So think outside of yourself for a second and answer the question again. Do you think old games versus new games have a different effect on the kids since they seem to lack morality? That is a yes or no answer.
They have morality in them.
Where?
Pikmin has morality in it.
Does this game have morality in it?
No, it's not for kids. It's for teens.
Here we go. Your son is 1 year away from being a teenager. You are fucking high, bro.
All right, but he's not interested in that game. He plays Pikmin.
Do you hear the delusion? Anybody out there that doesn't have kids yet? Do you hear delusion? You want to know why? Shut up. You want to know why Carly lied and told people she was lost and thought she could pull it off because she's got a dad like VOLO, right? Where he thinks Carly would never do anything like this.
No.
Carly doesn't know anything about lying or stealing.
Carly's dad.
Carly's
dad is playing
you're delusional.
Grand Theft Auto with her.
Delusional. This is
No, it's not being delusional.
Your son sees shit he never tells you about. You're so fucking delusional. You think
no, I'm not delusional.
No, you're disrespecting your son. Now I gotta defend Boom. You
don't have any kids, nigga. Like that's the whole.
No, you disrespecting the street cred. You got to be a stupid motherfucker to think a
no,
you're in modern America doesn't know, hasn't seen a bunch of terrible things.
Obviously,
here's what I want you to do. How you fucking raising a kid?
Here's your homework
assignment. This nigga's fucking. This ain't the 85. This ain't 1985.
Here's your homework assignment.
1976, fam.
Watch.
This ain't 1992, fam.
Watch the original Baby Kids.
He got access to anything he wants. He can see everything.
Watch the original Baby Kids.
Terrible things.
And tell me the morality of the story of the original Baby Kids movie.
That means nothing.
Obviously, that's why you're not listening. That's why you're not
understanding. The morality story was that Robin Harris was a nice man, even though nobody deserved to be nice to him. If today's movie How about this? If today's Bebe kids came out, Robin Harris would have physically assaulted those kids, threw that girl out in the street, and never took them to Disneyland. Am I correct?
Like Ebony getting shot in the face by a grown ass man.
No. Answer the question. If Bebe's kids was made today with the same mentality, would he have actually took them to Disneyland and went through the whole process once he found out the girl had the other kids? Or would
hell no,
wait,
that's
check.
red,
No, you're
that's
not
red
letting me
pill
finish
rain.
No, you gotta let me finish the scenario. Or
Yeah.
what, when they showed up at the park with 3 extra kids, what would a modern guy have done? You know what the
He
modern
kept
guy
it
had
moving.
done?
He'd have kept it
like,
moving.
you know what? This not gonna work. He'd have gave him some
Yeah.
cab fare home, hopped in the car, and left. That would have been
Yeah.
modern day Bebe kids.
Exactly, yes.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. The difference between old gangster cartoons and entertainment and new gangster cartoons and entertainment.
So-
There's a morality. What I'm saying, since you're noticing a lack of morality, do you think that has an effect on American children? Well, what's you in your feelings?
No, I ain't in my feelings.
Well, why don't you answer the fucking question and stop acting like a bitch about it?
You're talking
Well,
about
stop being a stubborn hoe about it. Why don't you
because-
answer the question?
because you're talking about children without their parents.
I think we might have to stop the show, man.
I know, because you're talking about children without their parents.
We're done. So this show is over for the day. Volo can't answer simple questions, and he's just talking crazy. I don't feel like doing it. I got entertainment to do. I got Hollywood shit to do. So this is a great video game. Thank you guys for watching Volo and Mr. C's Tech-A-Palooza. If Volo doesn't want to answer direct questions and think logically, I can't do nothing about it.